The creek is, you can hear it this time of year. It's usually, the creek this far down is usually dried up and going underground. But we can definitely hear it. Got a long hike tomorrow. And since this place that we like to put a camera is only, a mile or two off the dirt road, we decided to get this set up at night. As you can tell, we have the luxury of a full moon. There's a little bit of cloud cover behind that, which makes it look a little bit blurry, but these are the conditions we like to hike at night. You got it? There's Jenny, folks. And this is me. When you're hiking at night, even with a full moon, I mean, you need a really good headlamp. And this is a pretty powerful one that I got. It's the brand's Through Night. Easy way to remember it is nothing cuts through the night like Through Night.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah. You always hear weird things in this canyon. A lot of the ranchers that use this canyon, they get to free range some of their livestock. They say the canyon's haunted. And I always just think, well, maybe they're mistaking Bigfoot activity for a haunting. Pretty obvious when we do one of these hikes, and pretty obvious like on finding Bigfoot. You're just not gonna sneak up on a Bigfoot at night. Guaranteed. The creature heard us miles away driving up this canyon, heard us get out of the car, heard us get ready, and they're very aware, if there's any here, that we're coming up this slot canyon. So, those people that want us to tiptoe back here and have no lights or whatever, they know we're here. What we're hoping for is you get a bold or a curious one. I'm walking right past the spot where we cast footprints. Yeah, in the winter, in February one year, we casted footprints right here. And then, 6 months later, in June, when there wasn't snow, we found a footprint that we cast pretty close to here.
There's a moose. Take that light away. Shows up better without it. Well, doesn't show up very good at all.
Jenny just found a moose footprint.
On accident?
And I was just discussing on the way up here, two things I don't want to run into at night is any type of a moose and a mama bear with cubs.
Wish our cameras could see the ridge of that mountaintop like our eyes can.
Well, this little section washed out.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want to fall down there.
It just washed out this year. We used to be able to walk right here, and now it's washed away.
It's just a deep hole now.
Amazing how fast things can change with just one mudslide, one real heavy rain. We're going to a place that we call Lookout Canyon. It's a place where we have found footprints and even Bigfoot sized shaped handprints coming out of that little slot canyon. And I don't know, about 50 yards into the canyon on a ledge, we found what looked like a pretty comfortable day nest. We followed a pine bough trail up to a big pine bough nest, and we think perhaps the Bigfoot that we've been finding, the footprints and the handprints coming in and out of that side canyon, was probably using that pine bough nest.
Right over in the dark. Yeah, now he's pointing over there. We actually got a big brown thing running up the side of the hill. Everybody's seen it. Everybody's looked at it. We've zoomed in. Everybody else has zoomed in on it. Nobody can really tell what it is, but it's a big brown furry figure.
Yeah, and it was the same day that we found the 17-inch footprints that crossed the snow just a little ways back.
Yeah, it was that snow day.
Yeah, they were actually heading in the direction whatever it was ran up the mountain and hid from us here.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff is dropped there. Leaves.
Thing about night hikes, you hear something in the bushes, you try to see it, you can't see it, put your light on it, doesn't matter.
this video, we'll put some of the creatures, animals that we've captured on cameras back in Sasquatch Canyon. So I know we're going to drop off a camera, but we have past footage of stuff that we've gotten back here. And certainly, when we service the camera, we'll make sure you guys get to see what was on this camera we dropped back here in the future. There goes a cottontail. I always wonder how many cottontails or squirrels a mountain lion may eat in a week or a year. I know their diet's mostly elk, deer, and bighorn sheep. But you know they gotta be eating the rabbits and squirrels and stuff too. I don't think they just save them for the bobcats. Been Bigfooting for so long, never expect to see Bigfoot. You know, the first couple of years I was just like, oh, this was going to be the time, and just always expected it. I've been doing it so long, I don't expect it, but I welcome it. Actually, it's like I least suspect it. You know, every once in a while you'll catch something on film in the background, in the trees, that you're like, what the heck was that? And, you know, but, you know, all the sighting reports, you know, something happens, the people get lucky and they actually get to see the creature. And hopefully we have a camera rolling when that happens to us. Oh, do you feel the warm air?
What was that? That's weird. Where'd that come from?
What'd you find?
A big gust of hot air.
I notice at nighttime we always feel an air exchange in this canyon.
Oh, maybe because the canyon's so skinny.
Well, it also, this canyon also goes from about 6,000 feet elevation up to 9,500 feet elevation, so the cold and warm air shift back and forth throughout the day and night.
Something went hot like that.
Do you want me to go ahead now?
No, I don't want to get grabbed from behind. I'd rather walk into something.
Okay. If you heard something, I don't mind being up ahead.
to see. That looks like elk right there. That's
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, that last plot of sand that we checked out, there was elk in that one too.
This is all four-footed animals. No Bigfoot.
All the warm gusts in this canyon, it's no wonder why the snow usually melts off here. They're earliest in the spring out of most places we go. And maybe that's why it's the only place that we have found Bigfoot tracks in the wintertime. You know, if they're coming in here and getting a little bit warmer than the rest of the stuff, you know, everybody, including I, think Bigfoot likes the cold. I think they follow the snow line. But, man, when you're getting in the wintertime in minus 20, minus 30 degree temperatures, every degree helps. I mean, if this canyon's 10 degrees warmer than everywhere else in the US, this is where I would want to be. It's probably why the Native Americans used to use this area as their winter camping grounds. Yeah, one of the local ranchers here was telling us that he saw photos of, you know, way back in the 1800s where they would bring all their venison and elk and just smoke it in this canyon in the late fall before wintering up here for the wintertime. So if Stone Age man, which back, you know, before firearms were introduced to the Native Americans, they were Stone Age, and the Sasquatch Canyon is an area they were using in the wintertime. We've found some of their campsites where they've sat and made arrowheads, and they did some flint knapping and stuff. I think I may have some photos of some of the arrowheads we've found in the area. We don't collect them, we leave them where we find them and take some photos. So if I can dig up those photos, I'll show you some of the arrowheads and stuff. I mean, we've found places where it's obvious that that's where they sat around for months, maybe years, flint knapping. Yep, that's what bear poo looks a lot like. I'm sure that's what it is too. And that's probably within a day or two. It may have did that this morning. We're getting close to where we're gonna put that camera, folks. We're almost to Lookout Canyon. I like hiking at night. It's just a total different vibe. apologize we don't do much wood knocking or screaming into the darkness like other groups do, but we try not to initiate that. We wait for it to happen. Because so many people use that tactic, we want to do something else. I think if you're trying to communicate with them, they know that you know that they're there.
There's more bear poop.
You know what I mean? And I don't want them to think that we're out looking for them.
Yeah.
I want them to think that we're just the stray hiker or whatever. Yeah, we won't do a non-solicited call or whatever. When we start getting wood knocks and stuff, maybe at the end of the day, we may do a wood knock back as we're leaving.
Kelly hears some walking over there.
Over by the river. Whatever was walking around probably heard me and stopped.
I hope it's not Mama Moose.
Started walking when we were walking and stopped when we stopped.
Oh, lovely. Oh my God, it's big. What is it? That shook the ground. Is it coming over here?
Sounded like it got closer.
I don't know. It sounds like it's right over there. I'm staying behind this tree because I'm a girl. I'm being a wuss.
I've got a couple of big trees around me, so. I know when we heard it running, I got close to this tree because this is the tree I'm going to play Ring Around the Rosies if it's a moose.
I know. It sounded like a moose. It was huge.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get us through that one. It was walking in the direction.
It was coming towards us.
Yeah.
Until I went, and then it stopped.
All right. Let's venture on. Alright, well, we're pretty close to where we want to set that up. And so we'll show you some videos and photos that we've gotten of different types of animals back here, like the bears, the mountain lions, and whatever. So make sure you watch this to the end so you can check all that out. And then if we ever do find anything Bigfooty, of course we'll throw that video out, and you know, you guys will be the first to know, I promise you. So anyway, thanks for coming along on this night hike. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.
Kelly's setting up one of our game cams.
One thing about nighttime is I think I can see the ticks better on the trees.
Yeah, there's lots of ticks here.
Sounds like wood knocking. Alright. Set up. Locked, loaded, ready to go.
I got the willies. Can I walk first?
Yes, you sure can. Let me get in the opening right here for you. Yeah, Jenny's got a really good sixth sense. I believe that I have like a very low sixth sense. So people that have it, I don't quite understand it, but when we was up at Glacier, we stopped while we was hiking, us and two of our kids. Hey Jen, tie your shoe. Want me to hold your stuff? You got a shoelace all the way undone. Alright, Jenny's giving me her camera. She takes care of that. So anyway, we stop and we're resting in the shade of the canopy of the trees and stuff, and Jenny kept on saying, something is staring at us. You know, and I'm thinking, what? I'm just thinking she's getting the wiggies for nothing, and we start looking around, and a tree that was less than 10 feet away from us, 8 feet up in the tree, there's a pine marten staring us down.
I wasn't even quite sure what that was.
And so we took several photos of him.
With a creepy little Star Wars creature.
Yeah, you could see a lot of intelligence in his eyes as he checked us out. And then he climbed out of the trees and walked towards us a little bit, checking us out, which was kind of weird that he was bold enough to come a little closer to us, and then he took off. And then another time I was hiking with Jenny in the Pacific Northwest along the coast in the Redwoods. We're just, I mean, we'd been hiking for hours, and Jenny just stops out of the middle of nowhere, and she goes, there's something alive under that leaf, you know, this big giant leaf. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I can sense it. There's something under there. We flip it over, and it's one of these brown salamanders that live in the canopies of the redwoods. And it's supposed to be pretty rare for them to
Look at that.
come to the ground. That's moose.
That's big. I'll put my foot next to it.
Check out that.
It's a big one.
That's a giant moose. That's a good sized one.
There's some sand right here.
So those two incidences that I just told you guys about the salamander and the pine marten, I believe in Jenny's sixth sense now. So when she starts saying, I'm getting the creeps, I'm getting the wiggies, something's watching us, you know, it may not be Bigfoot causing all that, but there's something there. I trust her sixth sense now.